If you run a construction company and you've started using Facebook ads, this is the stage where things often feel off. Leads come in, money goes out, and somehow it still feels harder than it should. When I first got into this space, I thought the same thing everyone else does. If the ads aren't working, the ad must be the problem. Wrong messaging, wrong targeting, wrong creative. So I kept trying to fix the ad. But after working inside construction companies, from solo operators to who are on the tools, all the way to companies doing tens of millions, I started noticing a pattern. The ads weren't what actually broke first. What I believe, and what most people don't, is that Facebook ads don't fail construction companies. What they do is they expose what's already fragile. Now, the real enemy here isn't Facebook, it isn't the algorithm, and it isn't even bad ads. It's running ads on top of manual, memory-based sales systems that were really never designed to handle speed or volume. So in this video, I want to show you what actually breaks first when construction companies run Facebook ads. Why it has nothing to do with the ad itself, and how to fix it without turning your business into a call center or you having to live on your phone. If ads ever felt expensive, stressful, or hit and miss, then this will make sense. Most growing construction companies I work with don't actually have bad ads. Their ads actually aren't too bad. They've got leads coming in, forms are getting filled out, but yet their marketing campaign and Facebook ads still feel like they don't work. So, which is frustrating because on the surface, everything actually looks fine. You know, for a long time, I thought that the ad was the problem. The reality was it wasn't. Here's what usually happens in the real world. A lead will come in during the day and you'll be on the tools or you'll be out on site somewhere. You'll see the notification and you'll think to yourself, okay, cool, leads come in, I'll call them back later. Which, you know, let's be honest, is business owner code for this might happen tonight or maybe tomorrow. Later turns into tonight and tonight turns into tomorrow. And you finally call the next day and they don't answer. So naturally you think, well, it's another bad lead. Facebook's full of tire kickers. You tell yourself this narrative. These ads are rubbish, you know, and to be fair, from your side, it looks like nothing happened. But what actually happened is much simpler. They weren't cold. I've seen this exact pattern at every level, you know, from solo builders, still on the tools, small teams doing a few $100,000, right up to even very large companies doing tens of millions. We started running ads for a construction company in the US, doing around $40 million a year, 40 mil. Now they had a CRM, they had a sales team, and they were still leaking leads from ads because no one was engaging fast enough, which is always an awkward conversation because at that point you can't blame, you know, being too busy. You know, so different sized businesses, but it's at the end of the day, it's the same problem. The leak isn't the ad. It's what happens after the lead comes in. And the easiest way to understand this is with a simple picture. Running ads without a back-end system is like pouring water into a bucket with a hole in it. The water is the leads, the bucket is your business, and the hole is what happens after the lead comes in. No instant response, no engagement, no qualification, so the water just leaks straight out. Now, most builders don't notice this at first because leads are still coming in. So they keep pouring more water in. So more ads, more spend, more tweaking, more let's try something different. But pouring more water doesn't fix that hole. It just makes the leak basically more expensive. So ads don't fail growing construction companies. Systems that rely on manual labor do. Most sales processes are built on memory. Remembering to call back, remembering to send info, remembering to chase quotes, remembering to follow up. Which is impressive considering you're also running a business, you're managing all your staff, and then you're actually building, you're actually doing the work. You know, so yeah, the reality is things get missed. When I talk about a bulletproof backend system, I'm not talking about fancy tech or turning your business into a call center. I'm talking about something a lot more simple. The moment a lead comes in, they get engaged instantly. Not by you, but by a system. A message goes out, they feel acknowledged, they're asked the right questions, they feel seen in that. They're pre-framed for a proper conversation. Not when you're free, not when you remember immediately, And here's something practical you can actually use and set up simply using a CRM like Go High Level. When a lead comes in, don't wait to call them. Instead, have an automated message that just goes out straight away. Something as simple like, hey, it's Andy. Just got your inquiry about your project, about your job. Before we jump on a call, can you confirm these details and send through a few photos of the site if you haven't? That's it. Simple. There's no selling in that. There's no pressure. There's just engagement. Now, this one message does three important things. First, it sends an instant message to the lead so the lead doesn't go cold. Second, it confirms that they're actually serious, And third, it filters people before you even pick up the phone, so it saves you time. And if they do reply, you're talking to somebody warm and they're engaged, prepared to have a conversation. If they don't respond, you didn't waste your time chasing them for days, right? So either way, that system did the work for you. And honestly, this one message alone will improve conversion more than rewriting your ad 5 to 10 times. It also saves you calling someone 3 times in a row and you kind of pretending you weren't relieved when they didn't answer. AI isn't here to replace you. It's here to do the boring, repeatable stuff that us humans are terrible at, right? Being consistent, responding instantly, and never forgetting. By the time you step in, you're having a real conversation, not chasing ghosts and wondering why someone filled out a form in the first place and not getting back to you. This is just one system. Ads bring the attention, the backend system captures and engages it. Sales conversations happen at the right time. If one part is missing, the whole thing kind of feels broken. And most builders keep trying to fix the ad. They keep trying to fix the front end, which is the ad, when the leak is quietly sitting in the back end. If ads have felt expensive, frustrating, or you've felt like it's always been a hit and miss, this is usually why. Before you spend more, before you change your ads again, ask yourself this one question. What actually happens in the first 5 minutes after a lead comes in? If the answer is, I'll get to them later or nothing, that's probably the leak. If this stuff feels confusing, that's normal. Most people were, never really shown how this is meant to work for a real construction company. And that's why we built this channel, really. For us, it's all about creating that clarity. Clarity first, then execution. Guys, thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.